What's up, everyone? What I'm about to show you is going to be a couple of different ways to stretch out the lat and really this whole entire system on the side. One of the things that we're going to do is change the hand positioning, which is going to change the target. And what we're really talking about doing is bringing length to the biggest muscle in your back. So one of the things that you need to know is your lat is supposed to actually connect and run all the way down and connect at your pelvis. So if we take the pelvis in a direction, that's going to change the stretch as well. Same thing as if we take the hand, and that's going to change the orientation and the stretch as well. The thing that we want to do is really focus on our breathing, so listen up for the cues there. Now, in terms of what we're using, this could be the doorknob, okay, with the door locked and closed. This could be a random pole, or it could be the rig. There's a lot of different ways that you could do it. Just know that you need to kind of hang on to something because we do want to be able to use our weight. Now, if I have less shoulder flexion, so I'm not able to get overhead without dipping into this, which is something you're going to see with someone with tight lats, is they're going to be stuck in extension because when this muscle concentrically orientates or shortens, it pulls me into here, and that's why you can see when it connects to the pelvis why it's so it has such a big effect. So if you have less shoulder flexion, then your hand will be lower in comparison to your ear. So if I have no shoulder flexion, I'm not going to all of a sudden be all the way through here. You're not going to get what we want out of it. So think about just putting it right there. I'm basically lined up with it. My shoulder's a straight line with the rig, or maybe it's just my hands a little outside of it. And I'm just gonna sink back into it. As I said, the lats are gonna actually extend our spine. So if you end up rounding a little bit or even tucking your butt under you, if you feel that opening up some of that stuff, that's perfectly fine and normal. So what I want to do is when I sit back into it, I want to find the greatest stretch through all of this tissue is fair game. And then I want to think about maybe I pull my pelvis back a little bit. So notice how I did like a little bit of a drawback on the right side. That's going to create more length from my hand from my pelvis. Forward will be easier, back will be a little bit harder. So the first thing I can do is just work on breathing and just give it a little bit of a passive stretch. If you're someone who maybe in your assessment photos with us, you notice that your right shoulder was lower and you're really pulled down, this would be something really good to give you a little bit of length to be able to get some of that back. As you're breathing, try to target the tissue with your expansion. So your inhales should really take this out and fill up your upper back. Try to get as much of that into the turtle shell as possible. As you exhale, see if you can take your left side and shorten your left side so that your left obliques close your rib cage on the left. This is going to close this side and force air into the side on the right so that I can expand even better over there. Best cue I can think of in terms of the rib cage here is you can think about your ribs as my fingers. When I inhale, I actually want those to separate. So imagine that your ribs are actually separating from each other on the inhale and then coming together on the exhale so that we're actually using those muscles that run and are deep within the actual ribs and connected to them. So close on exhale, inhale on that. Now, I can just passively sit into it. I could work on some isometrics, so I could work on contracting my lat and pulling down a little bit, hold for a 20 count, and then I could work on reaching for my rails. So I can add pails and rails. For right now, what I'm really thinking more about is just breathing into it and giving it a little stretch. I want to make sure that when I get out of it, I just take my time getting out of it and even drive your hand down so it's as if you're pulling yourself out of it. So that's how we're going to be able to set up that angle. Now, the other angle that I really want to show you is actually overhand. Now, not everybody has good shoulder internal rotation, so if you get to here and you have a pinch, then this just isn't for you right now. One of the other things that we could do is imagine that the barbell's here and I'm just grabbing the barbell, so I could be overhand. You notice I was here. We could do overhand. We're just going to show you both ends of the spectrums and let you know that you could be overhand. So here I take my hand, I put that over. Now this is actually going to get a little bit more of my intercostals, those muscles in between there. Sink back into it. If I want, I can pull that back. And now I'm looking for even more of a stretch on the front side. Use that expansion. Exhale. And then I can come out of it. Everybody's going to ask about reps, sets, time. Same answer as always, progressive overload. Look for the outcome that you want. One of the things that you can test and retest to see if this has helped you at all is you can go into your shoulder internal and external rotation and see if that's helped. Or you can even do a full shoulder car and see if maybe that's freed up some range of motion for you. And then do a couple before and a couple after and see how that works so you're able to kind of track your progress. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll see you next time.